go.
Okay, because I have a question. So just today I had someone message me and I posted to my story and somebody said, "What is this?" And sometimes when people say, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh my God, there's so many things that I can say. Where do I start?" You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
what is it?
I always ask a question. So you're pretty much always asking questions. The little, like, the person who's asking the questions is control of the conversation. You want to be in control of a conversation. So when they're saying, "What is this?" I don't know what they're, I don't know if they're responding to like a picture of you holding the pink drink, because then you can kind of answer that and then follow up with a question. But if it was just you talking about Plexus, you're going to have to ask a question, because there could be a lot there.
Yeah, I guess specifically it was, there was a part of the video where I cut open the drink and I was pouring it into the bottle, and they were like, "What is that?" And so I was like, okay, do we specify what is the drink, or do we talk about the whole brand? Do I do both?
I would talk about the drink specifically, and then I would ask them, just curious, what perked, why are you asking? And I would say more like, just curious, what piqued your interest on it?
Yeah. Okay. Usually I'll start asking or I'll start saying, today, what did I say? It's like, "Oh, this is a drink. It does this, this, and that. I work for this company that's been amazing to me and I'm loving it so much. Do you have any health struggles that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis? Tell me about it." And I'm still waiting to hear back. But I was like, oh my God, sometimes I want to go on and on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, "No, Leslie, calm down. Like, one step at a time."
So one thing I love the verbiage, "just curious." Because you want to show curiosity in them. You don't want to be talking to them. You want to be talking with them and be like, "Just curious. Do you have some health issues you're wanting to work on too?"
Yeah, you kind of develop like a little, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So that instead of saying, what health issues do you have, say, "I'm just curious." I feel like that totally changes the tone of what you're saying and what you're asking.
Okay, that makes sense. Just curious.
And that also comes from the book, Exactly What to Say.
Right.
Really good book.
I'm just curious why my pen's not working. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Also had somebody else who was asking like a bunch of questions about the products, right? Like, what do these do? How have they helped you? Blah, blah, this, that, the other. And then he was like, "I'm going to tell," excuse me. He has blessed me very much indeed. Anyway, thank you. But he said, "I'm going to tell my girl about these and see what she thinks, blah, blah, blah." So I heard back today because I sent them a message. It's like, "Hey, did you guys get a chance to look over everything? What do you think?" He's like, "Well, we're not sure if we should try them or not. What do you usually say to start? Hey, well, this is what it did for me," or do I ask more questions, or what do you usually do?
I'm just curious.
Okay.
What is it that's making you think that?
Gotcha.
So you don't want to, if you start going into the, "Oh, but it's helped me with blah, 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 blah." You're once again trying to convince them, and you're taking it from like about them to about you. And it sounds more like I'm being salesy. Like, you're just keep asking questions. Sometimes I say like, "Just curious, what is it?" And you don't want to say why. Why sounds kind of like attackish, but what? Like, "I'm just curious, what is it that's making you think that way?" You're going to kind of get their hesitations out, and then you address those hesitations, and then you ask the question again, and then you address those. So for one response that I'm thinking of is, "What do you have to lose?" You could also say, "I'm just curious, what do you have to lose?"
Right.
You said you're dealing with this, this, and this. Do you really think it's not going to help you there?
Okay, got it.
And then I would also mention the 60-day money back guarantee. That's also something that when people kind of start pumping the brakes like that, I relate to them. You want to relate, validate them, relate to them, that kind of thing. So I say things like, I totally understand. I was skeptical when I first started too, but I didn't want to live like this anymore. This was not a quality of life that I wanted to live. And knowing that I was guaranteed results or my money would come back to me in the first 2 months felt like a no-brainer.
Okay. I don't think I knew about the 60-day money back guarantee.
Well, now you
how
do.
does that work?
So you can return. It doesn't matter if you used, unused, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why you're not happy. Okay. They'll refund it minus shipping, your entire order minus shipping. And that never ends either. So like if I go and order the Glow Pack, which is like brand new, right? So the Glow Pack thing is the limited edition stuff that we have right now, skincare stuff. If I go and order it and I have some kind of reaction or I just don't love it or whatever, I can call after 7 years and get a return on that because I haven't had a return on it before. So if you've like returned a pack of Slim before, you can't return a pack of Slim again.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Gotcha. They are really, really good though about like, oh, I didn't realize I had a subscription or I didn't want it to go out yet. Or, all those excuses that always come up. Yeah. They are really good about like issuing refunds and having it sent back, but they are getting their products back at the same time. So.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Cause I think sometimes the biggest thing for people is, oh my God, like if I drop, a couple $100 on these products, what if I don't like them? So if I have that to fall back on, that helps. It's like, oh, well, if you really don't like them, you get your money back.
Yep. And I like to make sure they realize it's 60 days and that they're committed for those 60 days. I'm like, we stand behind our products for 60 days for a reason. This isn't a hit it and quit it situation. You need to give it that 60-day trial. I don't like to say trial either. So I've had people order before and they're like, oh, I'm just doing the 60-day trial. I'm like,
it's not a trial. And I don't even want to mention the 60-day. Like there's one person I can think of that I'm talking to right now that I think this would work with because they're kind of hesitant. Like some people are very careful about where they're spending their money, and even so my grandmother, she was very hesitant to spend the money on this. And now she's like, dude, like within a week, I'm already seeing these crazy results. I'm so glad I did it. And I think that's what'll probably happen most times, but it's kind of a good, like a reassurance for them, I guess. Yes. I need to find out if that's a thing in Mexico or not too, but I doubt it.
I would assume, I believe it's a company-wide policy.
Is it? I'll find out.
I'm pretty sure. It's something I think is good for people to know about, but I don't necessarily like spam people with it when there are like when I'm feeling a pushback, or even say they start the products and they're like, I'm not sure if this is for me after the first drink of Slim.
Yeah.
I remind them of that. I bring that up as kind of a, you need to give this time. One day of Slim is not going to cure your 45 years of bad decisions.
Yeah, because most people seem to be, they'll go into the conversation. They're like, okay, this is interesting. But it's this one person that's like, I don't know if I want to spend the money here. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh, well, if that's the problem, here's the solution. Let's do this, Okay.
Exactly.
Sweetness.
Yep.
Awesome.
Deidre, do you have any? Oh, come at me,
so
girl.
Joy made the comment for that about spending money. Is it make the comment that I pride myself on getting your products paid for you.
Yes.
Even if you haven't done it, because I was hesitant to use that line, because even if you haven't done it yet, use that line too.
Yes, absolutely. You don't have to like, I know a lot of people feel weird about sharing the business because they're like, they haven't hit whatever they think is big. When I started, I was like, paying $300 and covering our groceries would be life-changing. You don't need to be rolling in 100K like me to talk about the business. And also, like, sometimes it's a disadvantage because most people don't see themselves as a business builder, a six-figure earner. Most people are going to think small. People think small, and they're going to think, oh, wait, she got her groceries covered? That paid for her groceries. Oh, I can't pay for my groceries. That would be nice. So you actually are at an advantage to sharing the business because you're still in that space where they can relate to. A lot of people can't relate to me at this point because they're not driving around a luxury vehicle. Like, that to them is like the snowball chance that is not going to happen for them.
Yeah, it helped for me when I made my first like $400 because it was like, yay, you know, guys, this is what I did, this is what I made. And for kind of like my social circle, 400 is a pretty good chunk, right?
For most people, I would still be excited about, like, even at my level, $400 still excites me. Like,
it's extra money almost. If you have a job, it's almost extra money.
Yes. Exactly. Even if it's not like, oh my God, like I need these it's still like, well, do you want $400 of play money? Do you want to buy some new motorcycle parts or not? Like,
or do you want that $400 for a bill?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. When I was able to pay our mortgage payment with my Plexus income, that was massive.
Oh, I can't even imagine that, girl. We're gonna get there.
Oh, we're going fast. We're getting there.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when if the money piece comes up, sometimes it's not necessarily the money, but they're just like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll mention the 60-day money back promise. And then also, like, you can ask, like, I'm just curious if money might be part of the deciding factor here. And then I do love the phrase, I actually pride myself in helping people get their products paid for in their very first month. So this is never going to be an expense for you. You could actually even take some of that money and buy your groceries each month.
When you mean, okay, taking pride in helping people get their products paid for, are you talking about the business side? Or are you talking about, okay.
Yes, but at the same time, this is kind of this conversation we had of like, is a silver ambassador that has 3 people really a business builder? Is that really a business? Some could argue yes, but to me, that's not really, especially like, it's one thing for like you're like, I'm sharing, I'm talking to people, I want to grow. But for someone who's like just starting out and was like, yeah, sure, I'll share with a couple people, they're not a business builder.
Right.
It's not really a business to me. So
no, you can find your diamond in the rough.
Oh yeah.
Your joy.
I found my joy. I love Chris Stapleton. He sings to my soul. And he has a song, Joy of My Life. And I was listening to it on Spotify last night. That song came on and I was like, I sang it when I was going to bed. It was stuck in my head. And this morning it was stuck in my head. I sing it every once in a while. I sing it to her.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness.
And also the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. I love singing to her.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. What else do you guys got?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. What else do I have?
I don't have goal. Did you goal set with Joy, Adrienne?
Not yet. I have them. I need to send them.
Okay. Tell me what they are.
First one is to post every day to be consistent.
Love it.
I know it's not a business one. So then there's to get 3 new people.
Love it.
And then a next step up, if I get those, then hopefully senior silver.
Okay, so we need to take the hopefully out. Okay. When you
want steps, but yeah.
Yes. So there are steps to it. I usually take the big picture. So the big picture would be senior silver. And then you take the next step. So how are you going to get senior silver? I'm going to enroll 3 people. How are you going to enroll 3 people? I'm going to post every day. So those are going to be the steps. So the big picture would be senior silver. And I really do want to push and challenge you, especially with Kirsten. She hasn't, like, she's in conversation with at least 3 or 4 people that
I'm gonna ask you, do I need to help follow up on those, or is she working with you on
she is
those?
working with me, actually.
Okay.
Usually
You're
it would
way
be
better at it
Joy.
than I.
Yeah, Crystal connected her with me because
Mhm.
our stories are so, like, it's creepy similar almost. And so I've just kind of taken her under my wing. I don't know. I have no problem with anybody else helping her. It would be good for you to pop in and help too, but she is talking to me, like, we're messaging quite a bit. And I'm helping teach her how to have these conversations with people, and she's doing amazing. So, with her, how many do you have? How many points did you have last month?
23.
Okay, so we would basically need like another 5 or 6 people to go senior. I would say 6. Let's say we need another 6 people to go senior silver. You have 3 of those. Kirsten is going to be bringing in 3 of those. So I'm going to push you to go for 75 points, which is going to be basically, let's put down 11 new people. And 3 of those are yours. And 3 of those, I would say we can get more than 3 for Crystal for sure, but I would say 3 are going to, or not Crystal, Kirsten. But you've got 6 taken care of there, and then we're going to work on the other ones. Here's the thing with your goal. Once you commit and you decide, this is what I'm doing, I am going to move hell or high water. This is happening. The pieces just fall into place. So like Leslie, if you're like, I think I could go gold, maybe can I go gold? If that's your thought process, it's probably not going to happen. But if you're like, I'm going gold this month, like that's what I did the month I went emerald. I was posting everywhere that I was going emerald. I, no joke, hosted a Zoom for like 40 people, telling people how I had gone. Like, I told them my story of my growth, how I had created this growth. But I sat on that Zoom and said, we're going emerald this month. It was the very beginning of February. It was probably like this time in February.
Right.
We had a lot of ground to cover in order to do that. We had to grow by 250 points from the previous month to do that. That's huge. That doesn't happen very often. But I
think once you commit it, like you like speaking it into existence almost. Because I posted today on my story, and before people didn't really reach out, but today I had like 3 or 4 people reach out, and I'm like, all right, we're doing this. Like,
so you've been speaking this into existence. You've said, this is what I'm going to be doing this full time this year. This is, I'm not cleaning houses anymore. This is what you're speaking it out there. So if you say, I am going gold this month, I am hitting 75 points this month, you are going to do it. And you're all of a sudden going to be like, oh my gosh, that's happening. And that's happening. And that, I just got off a coaching call for my mastermind group. And there are so many ladies that are like, I said it, and I'm like, it's just like, they're like, I don't know where people are coming from. Like, I just had 10 people message me and say they want to order Plexus, and 3 of them are wanting to build a business. And I don't, it's like, you committed and you said you're going to do it. So that's the number one thing. Are you going to do it? Is this happening? And I called out one of the girls on the team yesterday. We had a coaching call, and I was like, she was like, yeah, I'm going to go gold. I'm like, are you? She's like, I'm kind of stressed out and da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, you're like, this is not the time for you. We can grow. Yeah. But if you're not ready to commit, if committing scares you and you're going to keep sitting there, like making excuses for it, we're going to bring your goal down, and we're going to set that goal for a month that's very soon. But this isn't that time. Okay. So D'Adrian, I can say this is your goal, but you have to say it's your goal.
Yes, senior silver.
Senior silver.
Start with 3 people and post 3 from her, 3 from me. Hopefully some from Crystal, or more from Crystal.
I think we need to work on Crystal a little bit. Her goal was cute. It was cute. I was like, that's
she's
cute.
like, we set different goals. Yes.
That
We
was
gotta learn
cute.
this
Keep going.
goal setting thing.
Can you close up with water, please?
Yeah, we have to work on that goal setting thing.
And that's okay. This is something very, very new for a lot of people like her.
Mhm.
And so we will work on it. So that's like the number one thing is, what is your do or die goal? I will say my do or die goal, 100%, I am going to enroll over 3. If I only enroll 3 people, like to me, 3 people to me, I'm not bashing anyone here.
Yeah.
That to me is like, I only like, that was a
Bare minimum.
terrible month. That was awful.
Uh-huh.
5 isn't that much different, but if I like 5 is kind of my bare bottom. Like I will enroll 5 freaking people this time.
Right.
There are certain like this is happening goals for me every month. And you need to have those too. Like some of those months that we have grown, when I went on my road to Emerald, I said this month we're going 1,000 point club. We went 1,000 point club. The next month I said we're hitting 1250. We hit 1250. The next month I said we're going Emerald. We blew past Emerald by 86 points.
Nice. And I think it's a different mindset to be in, because like in my culture, we just don't think like that at all. You know, the whole setting a goal for yourself. We're very just take it a day at a time and see what the hell happens. You know, it's very, and so it's a different mindset, but it's a good one to have. You know, it works with what we're trying to do.
Your culture is one of the ways it's very different is you guys work your butts off. You guys are hard workers. Americans are lazy asses.
They don't really want to do anything, you know.
I just want to sit here and dream and manifest all day.
Yep, and I think
post the dreams on Facebook.
Speaking things into existence is awesome, but if you're not putting in the work, then it's just not gonna happen.
Exactly. I feel like your culture like has an ultimate goal, but they don't sit there and say, this is my goal, I am gonna do this. They're just like, I gotta do this because I want this, so I'm gonna go.
And sometimes our goal is just to get the bills paid.
Your culture, you know what I mean? I think is a lot of what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it just ends there. You know what I mean? And then with y'all, I love it because it goes beyond that. It's like, okay, we're going to set a goal for this month. Next month's going to be more. The next month's going to be more. And you just keep it going. Like for me personally right now, I want to get at least 6 people this month. And I'm going to try for more. So that's my biggest thing right now. That's what I'm going to focus on this month.
Do you want to try that again?
Huh?
You said
I'm going to get.
I'm going to get.
That's also, I want you to stop to change how you're talking about what your goal is and say, I'm going for this, and say, I am this.
Heard.
So I am senior silver. I am gold. You're speaking it into existence. And if every time you say that, your head goes, no, you're not.
Well, it's like, it's faith. It's believing it before you see it.
Yep. Exactly.
Hebrews 11.
So if you have that little guy, the devil that's on your shoulder, you know, the angel and the devil, we've got the devil and we're like, you're funny. There's no way you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You have to, and then talk up, like you let that angel talk you up. So you might need to talk yourself up and be like, no, I am doing this. I am capable of doing this. I put up some really good inspirational posts out there and they're going to catch people's eyes. And you know what? I'm going to do the scary and I'm going to send out a couple messages and I'm going to ask someone to try this out with me.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay. I have to get going. Do you guys have anything else?
I think I'm good to go. I think I'm all set.
Okay. So we didn't do a whole lot of work. I want you guys to send out 3 follow-up messages.
Okay.
Adrian?
I will.
I'm giving you the eyes.
I was looking over at my list.
Okay. And if you need help with what those say, just message me. My husband's probably going to be the one driving you to the airport. So I've got like 30 minutes where I can message you.
Awesome.
And then I'll voice message you after that because I'll be driving after that. All right.
All right.
Fun hanging out with you ladies.
All right.
See you
Thank